Hi, girls. We're here. Hi, everybody. This is Shirley from Shirley's World, and I have been. I've been watching. I've been watching myself on those old Periscope videos that are now on YouTube, but on that other channel, just with my name, Shirley Corwin. There's sure are a lot of them. You know that those were like back 10 years ago. Yeah, I made a lot of them. I think I was on daily, at least. Bumblebee and Diane's here. Uh, Bumblebee, does Mr. Bumblebee have a garden? And does he grow peppers if he does? I have a question. Yeah, I want to know if you bought a plant that's supposed to make red, like banana peppers, but they're red, but they're not hot. They're like, they're sweet like banana peppers. Can you use them when they're green? Because I know peppers, bell peppers, green peppers, if you leave them on the vine long enough, they all turn red. Yes, only ornaments. Okay, he grows only, okay, ornaments with an occasional tomato plant. Claire, hi. Yes, you're finally home to a hot live show. Yep. You expect heavy storms? Oh dear. Well, it's clouding up a little bit here. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't think we're supposed to have storms today. We barely had rain yesterday, and we were supposed to have thunderstorms yesterday. Your son grew peppers once. Yeah, I've grown peppers, regular bell peppers. I don't like hot peppers, but I grow bell peppers. This time I planted, they're like banana peppers, the long ones. I like those too. But they were red, so I thought I'd try those because they're prettier when you cook with them. But I have a bunch of them out there that are green, and I'm wondering if I can just pull them off now. I did pull one off, and I'm going to taste it and see if it tastes the same. I think it smells the same. I think it's just what color you want, you know. Because I never knew that about green bell peppers, that they'd turn red if you just left them on the vine long enough. And they don't really change inside. Jackie C, hi, you made it. In your experience, all green peppers are just unripe peppers. Yeah, that's what I think too. So I'm thinking these green that are supposed to be red, they'd be the same as eating a green pepper. I'm going to try it. I mean, what can happen? Yeah. Oh, Jackie's here. Debbie's here. Claire's here. Bumblebee's here. Oh, there you are, Jackie. Yes, you made it. And Claire's, everybody's here. All of us girls. Yes, I had another poor week of selling, but oh well. I've been busy watching the YouTube old videos. To me, they're very entertaining, but of course, that's me, and they're of me. It's of my older life, and it brings back some memories and things I forgot about. So, yeah, all my nursing stories are on there. If you can stand to listen to them, they were produced on Periscope, which is wasn't this is before YouTube. Uh, they were all live recordings and they were on Periscope, but they were all done in the vertical, the portrait mode. So you have to watch them that way. And a lot of them, it's before I knew anything about, well, I don't know a bunch about it now, but it's before the cameras were better and it's before, and it was all done on my iPhone. It was before the cameras were better, on the phone, and before I knew, about not moving the camera so much. And there, a lot of them are very blurry. They're very noisy because I'm always lifting the camera up and setting it down and scraping it against. They're sort of a mess. But if I'm sitting still and watch the video, I guess they're okay. But a lot of the nursing stories are on there. Yeah, if you just look up Shirley Corwin nursing stories, or just look up Shirley Corwin, and eventually you'll get to the nursing stories because they're sort of sprinkled, you know, in. I must have had nothing to do back then. It was before I was selling on eBay. So there you go. It was before eBay. Um, and I was filming when I discovered this Periscope thing. I really liked it, obviously. And I was videotaping, not taping, but going live on video on Periscope like twice a day. I'd do the morning coffee, like the live morning coffee thing. And then I'd be on later in the afternoon and maybe go in the chickens. There was a lot about the chickens. I have things out at the barn with the horses. I put recorded things on there on that channel about horses and riding, and I just watched one of us giving. It was more photographs though, but it was to music, and it was us giving the horses, all the horses, the three, when we had three horses, it was about giving them a bath, and it was in the barn that we were in before the last barn I was in. It was before the better barn. And yeah, I remember when I recorded that video and put music on, it wasn't the piece that's on there now, because the piece I had on there when it was my own, just to use for myself, it was the car wash video, car wash. And it was so cute with it, but you couldn't use that on there. So I had to put something else on that was I guess was the copyright was okay because it's on there. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things I had forgotten. What's nice about it is all my dogs, my previous dogs, are on there. So it's very memorable for me to listen to it. Now, I don't know if anybody else will care or not, but I'm enjoying watching it. In fact, sometimes I have to stop because I get sort of, I don't know, sentimental. I have to stop watching it for a while. Earlier this afternoon, it was making me really miss my husband. We were supposed to grow old together. Now, he's been gone a long time. He's been gone 20 years. But Yeah, every once in a while, I just miss them for, certain things. Uh, Seems to be more for, sometimes. And today was one of those times. Yeah, we were supposed to grow old together, and do things, do more traveling and do more stuff, but it wasn't to be, I guess. Claire says she has so much to post. She really needs to get serious with it. Yes. Once you start, it's like you can't stop. Hi, Debbie. Uh, did you get your closet figured out? Claire, what were you doing with your closet? Oh, your Poshmark closet. Is that what you mean by so much to post in Poshmark? Hi, Janet. Yeah, he was. That darn leukemia. Not what we expected at all. Uh, yeah. Of course, he would have half of his life, if he had lived, would have been at the golf course. Not really this one, because he didn't particularly like this golf course we're living on. He would still go back to Parma and play, because that's his golf course, and that's where my son plays, and that's where he knew everybody. That's the city he was a cop in. Everybody knew Jack. Uh, yeah, they had his funeral. I had his funeral, of course, in Parma, and they had to make do. They had to make conditions for a huge funeral because it was one of the biggest funerals. They were lined up way down the down the streets. Yeah, everybody knew Jack. Jack knew everybody. He's very friendly. He was a man's man. Guys loved him. He's very sports minded. Yeah, he loved. He played baseball, even when he was, when I had first met him, he was on some baseball team. Yeah, he loved football the best because he played football in high school. I don't think he played it in college. He was seriously studying in college, I think. Um, yeah, he loved basketball, but football was his favorite. But he also bet on everything. He was a gambler. He bet on all sports except baseball. He was a fisherman. He went fishing every year to Canada since he was 20 years old. He continued that until a couple of years before he died. His parents lived in Florida, so there was trips to Florida all the time. He skied, so he skied. Yeah, he took me to Canada fishing, to the fishing camp. Now, that's a whole thing. Usually he went with about eight to 10 guys. They went to the camp they went to two. One you could boat in down the river. That's the one we went to. But then sometimes they'd go to the one way up in Canada where they had to fly you in. I didn't go to that one. It was just in a little plane that landed in the lake. And yeah, they'd fly them in and they'd spend their week or whatever it was, week or two in the fishing camp. But when I went with them, we went with one other couple, another fisherman, and we were in cabins, no tents. We were in cabins. It was in a little fishing camp. And the worst part of it were the mosquitoes and the black flies in Canada. If anybody knows anything about being up in Canada in certain seasons, I don't even remember what season we were there. It wasn't the winter, but the black flies and the mosquitoes on the lakes. Yeah. We had headgear on sometimes. They were so bad. But the worst were the nights because you never knew what bugs were in the cabin. I mean, there were spiders and yeah, that's, I just get so bundled up under the covers and just pray I live till morning. Oh, and the black bears would come to the camp. They weren't real big. The black bears, because the camp had you could cook at your cabin, or you could go, they had a little, it wasn't exactly a restaurant, it was a little place where you could go eat. And so they had food and they dump it way in the back in a garbage dump. Well, the black bears knew about that too. And one time the guys took us back there just to observe the bears. Now black bears, I mean, they're nothing to fuss with, but they're not like a grizzly bear, you know. In fact, one time the black bear was in one of the cabins, and there was a housekeeper would go through the cabins and sort of, you know, clean them up while you're out fishing. These are housekeeping cabins, so it wasn't too much of a, you know, roughing it thing. It wasn't like a motel, let me put that out there. But it was, anyway, the black bear came in the door. She was in there sweeping, and the black bear came into the door to investigate, and she just chased it out with a broom, like she was used to doing that. So, yeah, it wasn't, we saw a moose too. I never saw something so big in my life. Yeah, you don't want to mess with a moose. Uh, yes, he had the good life, I think. He had the job he loved. And yeah, he was a wonderful poker player. He made a lot of money playing poker. He played poker since he was a teenager, once a week, with almost the same set of guys. I mean, they changed a little bit during the years, but once a week they'd have a poker game. And it was, you know, they played for money. And they'd have it at the different card players' houses. Well, when it was my turn to have it, when we lived on Chestnut Hills in Parma Heights, well, both houses, in fact, he bought a regular poker table. We had a poker table down there. And the guys would come. There'd be, let's see, either, well, I think the tables, actually, it was a big one, and I think it's set 8. So there must have been 8 most of the time, 8 card players. And you'd have to, whoever was having at their house had to have food, for them to eat. So I made food or got food for them. Every time they did it, they had the card game at our house, and then they would all tip me. They would all give me money, and I'd make a little bit of money for having the guys over there playing cards. Uh, that was before eBay. Yeah. So, yeah, there was two dentists, which was one of Jack's best friends and fishing friends. They played cards too. The guy that owned the big pizza shop in Parma, Tony Lasciavio, his name was. He owned. Now I can't think of the name of the place. It's the biggest. It was the biggest place everybody knew to get pizza in Parma, and it was a regular restaurant. He played. Yeah, it was everybody we knew, and that was a once a week thing. Either they only came to our house like once a month or every 6 weeks. It would go around. Yeah. He continued to play cards even when he got really sick. I remember when he was really sick and couldn't drive anymore. They took his license away. And I drove him to the Moose Club. They were having a card game down on not far from here. It was when we lived here. He wanted to go to it. So I drove him to it. And he said he'd get a ride home. Well, I had no idea. So I sat up until he got home, but he got home. Yeah, he still wanted to play, and he was, not well. I don't know if he ever won any money at that point or not, but yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about today. That's what brought that all up. Anyway, here's what I sold this week. I'm hoping I do better next week. I sold 7 things on eBay. I also had 7 sales on Poshmark, but sold 8 items because one was a little bundle. So very even this week. So let me share my screen and then we'll get back to talking. I'll show you what I sold. And of course, wait, we're canceling that because I don't have the right window open. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, we'll try that again. All right. Here's the first thing I sold. You know how old this is? This is back when we used to carry Boyd's bears in my shop. We carried a little room full of Boyd's bears because I loved them so much. So we fixed up a whole closet in one of these antique rooms back in Avon when we had a shop. This was in an old house, had big rooms, and the closets were big. So we fixed up one whole closet is full of bears, and they were all these Boyd's bears. And if you notice on this listing, which I can't pull it down, which is sort of good. I spelled Boyd's wrong. I don't know how I ever sold this. No wonder it sat there so long. I spelled it like boys. But down in the description, I put Boyd's. It's a Boyd's. It's just a little pin, you know, just a little pin. And actually, this was mine, so I didn't, it didn't cost me anything. I just put it on there. It only sold for, I think $6. I ended up, and it was free shipping. That's what did me in. It was free shipping. They only paid $6, which is okay. But I ended up actually netting 76 cents, yay, on this little pin. But somebody got a really cute little angel pin of a little bear. So let's go to the next thing. This is a Hugo Boss pullover men's long sleeve or short sleeve shirt. I've had this quite a while. It's called a high twist cotton, which I don't even know what that is. It must have said that on the shirt because I wouldn't have known what that was. This sold for $11.99. I had reduced it down to $14.99. That was 20% off. So they paid a total of $19.18 because I do charge shipping most of the time. Keeping in mind all the clothes, I figure I pay about $3.50. So that has to come off of my profit also. So when I, it's not as happy as the price as you think, some of these things. This is a little Life is Good top. It says Waves on the front. I've had this a long time. It's just a little tank shirt. It's sold for best offer of $10, and I with shipping they paid $16.96 for it. This went to South Carolina. Remember when I got these? They're called Wear First. These shorts, they were supposed to be all the thing. Well, I got 2 or 3 pair of them, and I don't think I ever sold any until now. And it sold for a whopping $14.39. So I don't know what all the talk was about, but obviously I couldn't sell them. I had them on a 20% off sale. They paid shipping, and it went to, looks like Berrysville, Virginia. Remember, there's shipping on each of these prices. Where are we here? Okay, look at this cute little shirt. This is by We the Free, another brand that was supposed to sell for a lot. I finally sold this for a best offer of $15. They paid shipping, so a total of $22.01, and this went to Napa, California. This is almost like the kind I wear, except it's not. It doesn't have the zip pockets. But this is a Columbia front zip hoodie jacket, medium. Mine don't have hoods on either. This sold for the $21.96 plus shipping. This went priority shipping. So they paid a total of $35.11 to get it to Johnson City, New York. Maybe this had been on long enough. It was before Ground Advantage, and I just had it marked. That's probably it, because it's on an old background. I just had it marked priority shipping, and that's what they bought it at. I find those every once in a while that are old and still have that on. This is a vintage Woolrich cardigan sweater, 100% lamb's wool in this vine pattern. It was made in Japan, so it is vintage. Someplace on the listing, it said it was missing 2 buttons. Now, I don't see any, unless they were supposed to be 5 buttons. It looks fine with 3. But somebody bought it anyway. They bought it for the 2806, and it went to, no, they bought it for a best offer of 24. It went to Spring Lake, Michigan. They paid shipping on it. But yeah, I did take a best offer of $24 because I'm just not getting any sales here. Here's a tunic top by Avenue. Now we're into Poshmark. This is a nice teal color. It's kind of a space dye pattern on it. It's sold for $18, and I netted, there was a shipping discount, so I netted $12.38 on this. This is a bigger size, 18-20 size. Bumblebee, I think maybe you gave me these pants. You sent these pants in a box, or I just got these recently. They're linen, so I'm thinking possibly they were in your box. These sold for $20, and they went to Las Vegas, Nevada. There was a shipping discount, so I made $13.98 on these zebra little shorts. These are cute. Nicole Miller. Here's a pair of Nike running shorts. These are women's, extra small, in this pretty blue color. They sold for $10, and I netted $7.05. They went to Hudson, New Hampshire. Here's this little t-shirt. I remember getting this. This is by Love, Peace, and Lazy Days. Summer cotton novelty t-shirt with watermelon all over it. This sold for $20, and I netted $16, and it went to Auburn, Georgia. The next thing is by J. Jill, Wherever Collection, black and white iCat pattern, size large, cropped pants. They're like lounge pants, real slinky, stretchy. These sold for $15. I netted $12 on these, and they went to Avon by the Sea, New Jersey. Now these next 2 are in a bundle. This Abercrombie and Fitch V-neck pullover sweater with the twisted waist. And the next one is, that went in the bundle, is this little pair of shorts by Thread and Supply. They were blue and white striped, and the 2 together, I took an offer of $22, which was half the price that should have been, but I wasn't selling anything this week, so I took the offer of $22. I netted $16.50, and they went to Washington, Indiana. And the last thing I sold was this Reebok jersey logo tank top. And this sold for a whopping $8. I made $5.05, And this went to Clarion, Iowa. And that sold on the 27th. And that was the last sale I had on Poshmark until today. I sold something today. I sold something on both of them today. Now, I just wanted to see this sad little graph. Look at all these bare spots here. There's 4 days here that I had no sales. Yep. Now, I'm not going to tell. You can see here the last 7 days, I made a whopping $177.20. So, yeah, you can imagine what I netted this week. So this next thing is for the month of August, okay? For the month of August, I made $896, around $896 gross, and I netted, after all the costs and everything, $449.27. Average selling price on eBay was $24.89. I didn't figure up the average selling on Poshmark, darn it, for the month. Now, when you figure everything up, I think I sold $964 or something. I have it out on I had to put it out on my budget. I had to put it out in my budget book. That's why I had to do it today. So, yeah, not $1,000. It was under $1,000. It was 900 and something. So that's what I sold. When you put 400 and something and 300 and something, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it must not have been that. I should have brought that book in, darn it. It was $449 plus $353. So if you add those together, which here it is right here, $802. That's what I made this whole month. 802. Let me get back here. Stop. Yeah. So the total month of August on all my reselling, I didn't sell anything on Mercari that I could find a slip for, because I looked. I thought I did, but I don't have it marked anywhere, so I guess I didn't. So a total reselling career of this month of August 2024, I sold $802 approximately. So, yeah, it helps a little bit with groceries. But 12 in the chat. Yes. Okay. The zebra shorts came in the linen box. I thought so. Yeah, they were cute. Yeah. Anyway, get back to my periscoping videos. The more I thought about it and the more I was watching these, I'm thinking, if I could get my live YouTube thing to work here, that I didn't have to, be afraid that it wouldn't go into landscape, because that's the trouble I've had. If you start this and you don't do the right thing and it doesn't go into landscape and it stays on vertical, you can't get out of it. That's the trouble I had before. Now, once I got into it and pushed the right buttons and got into landscape, okay, now you're on live YouTube. Then if I could figure out how to do that easily, I could just come on for morning coffee every day and add to my regular YouTube channel, because these old Periscope things on YouTube are not, first of all, they're on a different channel. And I don't think they're adding to any. I'm not monetized on there. I only have a few subscribers. So that's all, that's adding. Maybe I'll get my bunch of subscribers, but nobody but you guys know that I'm on there. So if they haven't if it hasn't picked up any more subscribers by now, I don't think it's going to. So what I was thinking, if I could get my live YouTube on my phone to work, maybe I could do sort of the same thing. Uh, there was a lot of good nursing stories, things I had even forgotten about. So what I should do is go listen to them and take notes, so I could redo them on here. Now, some of the things, are things I remember, but they're more in detail back then because my memory was better. Yeah. So that's what I've been thinking. I just made a video. I haven't edited it yet, but it was the last of the month yesterday, first of the month now, and Wednesday when Samantha comes is when, well, I thought of going to the bank tomorrow, but of course it's Labor Day tomorrow, so it's not open. So I'll have to go Tuesday. That's when the first of the month, I take out just the cash for my purse to have for grocery shopping. So then I know how much I spend, and I just spend cash. So I figured I'll take Samantha with me and we'll go grocery shopping. But then I was looking in my refrigerator and my freezer, and it is just packed full. So I think I'm going to just try to see how far I can get, how many weeks I can get to do, just to live out of my freezer and my refrigerator to sort of empty it out. I also re-showed my pantry, which is a sad state of affairs. And I'm going to edit that video tomorrow and put it on. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to just go to the grocery store and get the essentials. Now, I have to get milk and cream, a few essentials that you have to get. But as far as food, I'm going to try to use everything up, or a lot of stuff up, that's in my freezer and my refrigerator. Because I don't know how that gets so full. It's because I make stuff, and obviously I still don't know how to cook just for one. I make too much, and then I may eat leftovers once, but then I get tired of them. I go to something else, and there you go. So, so I'm going to try that. Seems a lot of people are doing that. It helps save money. Yeah. And maybe when we go grocery shopping, maybe I can do some filming in there of the things I do buy and the price, or maybe a grocery haul video when I get home after Samantha leaves. I could do that to back up the other one. So I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, I have to keep listing because I still have all this junk stuff that came in the thread box. And I am putting it on at low prices. Yeah. And pretty much taking, offers. So we'll see how that goes. And Bumblebee, I think she said there's a box on the way. I hope I saw that right, Bumblebee. uh, because I'm kind of tired of pulling out this stuff and it's just really not good. It either doesn't have labels, there's something wrong with it, there's no size, or it's by a brand that, yes, oh, good. It's a brand that I would never think of buying. And it doesn't have an even nice, you know, style. And obviously, that's why it's all in the thread-up box, in the rescue box. And they all sent it to Shirley this time. Uh, they didn't know I was trying to get rid of stuff here. So that is what I sold this week. Still haven't had any visits from my children. I talked to them both on the phone yesterday. It's about it. Everybody's busy, busy, busy. So I guess I'll make myself busy and be a YouTube star. I wish there was some way I could transfer some of the good videos from Periscope over to be YouTube. Yes, they're on YouTube now, but it's different. You can't. Yeah. Well, first of all, it's a different channel. That's not going to work. So I'll just have to redo a lot of them that I wanted, you know, the ones, especially the ones that are horribly hard to watch, or to have that I had something interesting to say. So I will close for now, and I'll be back on Tuesday to let you know how things are going. And I hope I get myself together as far as listing the rest of this. I should list more than 3 a day because I'll never get rid of this stuff. I mean, there was a lot of it. Maybe I'll try listing 4 or 5 a day. Really low. I'd love to do free shipping, but it always gets me. It always bites me in the rear end when I try that. If you have free shipping and then you forget and you put your sales on there, you end up with 0 or in the hole. So, like I made, 76 cents on something. So I will close for now, and I will see you sometime in the week on the evening, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Hi, Brylan. Took Mom to get cobbler. Oh, that sounds good. I should make some peach cobbler. That's about all it takes, is somebody to mention something like that. Yeah, I'm about to close. I will see you too. The Peach Cobbler Factory. Oh my. No, we don't have that here. I'm the Peach Cobbler Factory. I make peach cobbler. And of all the kinds I've tried, I like mine the best. So I will see you all on Tuesday. Thanks for coming. Bye.